recording.
Now recording.
All right, guys, what's up? It is the 26th of September.
And we still don't have
1847.
the Ask Me Anything thread or video out
If you
because
want to moan, go to Andrew and Lizzie, not us. We did our
actually,
jobs.
yeah, I guess
We
so.
chatted shit for the 3 hours. Now it's on them.
Or just bitch at King. Fuck it.
But yeah, so guys, today we have a special guest on the podcast. He is a
Hero
moderator.
Washimon himself.
Yeah, he is a moderator on the server. Hero himself.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go on.
Yeah.
Imagine how much shit. Oh, you know what? That should be the header. That should be the title of a video.
Whoa. We're not underrated mage out here. We're not putting clickbait.
No. First of all, I'm not saying. I'm just saying we put with a very special guest. You won't believe who it is.
Well, to be fair, yeah, they won't believe it.
Exactly. So it's not like I'm lying. I'm just subverting their expectation.
God damn it. All right, go on and tell us about yourself. When did you get into Mashima work?
Well, was
It's out the titties.
well, Fairy Tail was my first Mashima work that I ever watched. It was like 5 years ago, kinda. I remember I was watching Fate Zero at the same time, and then I started Fairy Tail. Yeah. Then I was like wowed by it, by the world, by the characters. It was fantastic. I've been in love with the series ever since. And when it finished, I gave Eden Zero a chance, and I have been reading it since it debuted. I'm also currently reading Rave Master, but I'm halfway there.
Don't worry, I'm catching up to you.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not catching up. He's still in like chapter 12, and it's been like 3 months.
Whoa. 16. Okay, chapter 16.
Okay.
God, your favorite? Which of the three do you like the most? Which of the 3 series?
Well, so far I think Fairy Tail, but there's a chance that I by the end I like Eden Zero more. There's a chance, but so far.
Okay, and the world needs to know who are your favorite characters. Can you hear me?
Yeah. However, I think Gon might be having a little trouble. Gon, check your settings. Make sure that it doesn't have automatic sensitivity on.
Mm-hmm. While we wait for his response, this episode, as you could tell, it will be very Eden Zero oriented. Obviously, you can't tell unless you're on the server because we had some huge announcements. But this episode will be very Eden Zero oriented. So
you don't have to listen to me for very long. Wouldn't you be excited about that?
Is mic working now, or is it still
I can't hear him.
Okay. King, how far have you got into Eden Zero?
Oh, that's presuming that I've gotten any further in than last time. I just haven't read anything.
Look, man, I'm just trying to buy some time. You could like exaggerate
just
your
made
progress.
some BS up.
Yeah, there you go.
Next time.
Tune in next time.
Why don't we just talk about something else until Gon comes back?
Okay. What are we talking about?
Is he back? Gon?
Yeah, I think I'm back.
Okay,
yeah,
good. He's like, fuck you, King. You're not talking. It's my time to shine.
Okay, so we're saying, what are your favorite characters from
each of the series?
Each of the series. Okay. Well, my favorite from Fairy Tail is Wendy, because I think she has the best character development in the entire series. And nice. Lucy too. She also has an amazing character. Sarah Seraph is actually my favorite villain from a fairy tale. I really like him as a villain a lot. From Eden's Zero, I like Pino and Hermit the most so far.
Gon likes his lollies by the sounds of it. Gon, you like your lolly?
No.
Wendy, Pino, Hermit, bro. 3 out of 4 of them, fam.
You like Hermit though, damn, so aren't you calling yourself a fan of him?
Yeah, I like Hermit.
Yeah. Who doesn't like Hermit? Who doesn't like Hermit?
That's a fair point. I mean, she's actually.
I don't even know who the fuck that is.
Hermit's a blue-haired, lolly-looking nigga.
I'm sensing a little bit of a pattern here.
Bruh.
Okay, well, let's get on to his Raid Master favorite characters, because I have a feeling I know who he's going to say for that as well.
Raid Master. I think in Raid Master my favorite so far is most likely Musica.
Musica
is not a lolly. I think you got it mixed up.
No, don't make him out to be like those. Don't make him out to be mess now. He's not. He's saying he likes their character development. He's not saying.
Yeah.
He's being
weird. I'm not saying otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Gon's like, I remember that shit when you acting a fool in the server.
Yeah.
So we got.
Remember this.
So we had your favorite of the 3 series is Fairy Tail. You like Wendy, Hermit, Zareth, Lucy, and Pino, as well as Musica.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's your least favorite arc of Fairy Tail?
Canon or non-canon?
Well, we'll go with both.
Because if it's non-canon, he's obviously going to say one of the filler arcs, because he wouldn't ask that if it weren't one of those options.
Yeah.
Well, the only correct answer is Tartarus, but I'll forgive you.
Bro.
It's up there at least, yeah.
No, my least favorite is the Celestial Spirits arc. Like that shit's
okay, but that's an anime arc. Let's talk about the canon arcs.
Yeah, anime. Yeah, and canon arcs. Let me.
He's like, I gotta think.
Most likely, yeah. I gotta think because I like the canon stuff. I liked it all, pretty much. The one where will be some of the first 2-3 mini arcs from Fairy Tail, because not because I think they're bad, but because I think everything else that comes after is so much better.
Okay, I respect that. Yeah, I mean your answer was the Tartarus, but I respect that.
No man. No man.
So you could just get the weekly quota of King talking. We're gonna talk about Fairy Tail, and then he's gonna do his thing. Probably eat a Pop-Tart, or
or 2.
I'll figure out what I want to eat later.
He'll stock his fridge so they don't need his pizza again.
That is true.
So, Dad,
now they can't eat my pizza. Right now they can't, because I actually ate that last night. So if anybody was planning on stealing it, good luck. You're not going to be able to.
Okay.
He's the pizza man. So, Dav, you want to talk about the Fairy Tail chapter that broke the goddamn website?
Okay,
Again.
so yep, we've got chapter 65. Ellen Tier is how you say it, I think. Ellen Tier.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can read it on. Well, you would be able to read it on Sorcerer Weekly, but you love the damn site. So MangaDex, go break that site next time, not ours.
Please.
I mean, to be fair, it doesn't seem like the content of the chapter is what breaks the site. It's just the site itself that keeps breaking.
Well, no, because
bandwidth.
I'm gonna call bullshit on that. Because our bandwidth
this happens quite a bit, doesn't it?
I know. Well, when we release a lot, and when there's a lot of hype chapters, because the bandwidth was at 50% up until the chapter came out in Japanese. Then we released it in English, and that motherfucker broke the goddamn site.
So because the spoilers started, people started going to your site early, basically.
Yes. So it's actually true because so it was the 50% before the chapter released in Japan because we always do the chapters after because we don't do any of that other shit. Then I checked before we released it, and it was at 60%. So I was like, "What the fuck, man? Like 60, like bitches, yeah, you gotta chill. Well, now so the chapter's out."
You know, you might want to consider putting your site on maintenance in the days leading up to the chapter, just to save yourself the bandwidth.
Yeah, but see, the site is kind of like just active on the days of release, so it's not really something to worry about.
Well,
but then
you never know with these chapters.
Then the goddamn fucking chapter drops, and it's like, ha! No, bitch, you thought your website was gonna last a whole month without going out? Psych.
Nope.
You see, the last time the website went down was also on the shipping chapter.
Also a chip
one.
chapter. Yeah.
Yeah, it really was. It was like last month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We were near the end of the month, and I was like, all right, we're gonna make it through. Mashima and Yuta were like, no, you're not, bitch. No, you're not. And yep, shit broke.
Just imagine it happens at the beginning of the month, and then you're screwed for the next 30 days.
If it happens at the beginning of the month, I might have to pay like €150 minimum. Actually, more, just for the website to go back up. And I'm not paying that. So Manga Dex would be the way to go. Fuck that.
Yeah, guys, go break Manga Dex, not our site.
I'm
they can take it.
Little shit, so no thanks.
Okay, so let's go. So Ellen Tier, chapter 65, mangadex.org, or on Sorcerer Weekly when it's back up. Cover is Wendy in a sailor outfit with Carla with a little hat in the corner.
I was about to say Shield Hero makes an appearance.
So the chapter starts off with I forget, is the cat Tuka or is the woman Tuka?
No, the cat is Toka.
Okay,
yeah, the cat is Toka. So get it together, Dad.
The White Wizard wakes up and she's like, Pant, no, and she's scared. And obviously, what they decide to do, as Fairy Tail seems to always do, is leave the most useless members to look after the dangerous people.
Yeah,
and
of course, why not?
Exactly. White Wizard wakes up, sees Tuka, and tries to wake her up. Eventually does. And she just fully fucking yeets them into everyone's favorite part of Fairy Tail, Daedalus.
Yeah, okay, this is where the podcast ends because we were all wrong. All right, guys, see you next week.
So yeah, she does a little bit of magic with water, and then boom, portal, and everyone gets sucked into Daedalus. Bear in mind that the last time they went to Daedalus, most of Fairy Tail didn't know what the hell was going on, so they still don't know what the hell is going on. They just see a pool and they just disappear. Natsu and Lucy are out shopping. Lucy can't find an outfit to wear, so she changes into her maid outfit. And a bit more filler stuff. People are out in town, and then everyone starts to get this little fuzzy feeling, and then they get teleported. And everyone wakes up in this mysterious land saying, where are we? Blah, blah, blah. And they hear Lucy's voice in the corner. Her clothes have completely disappeared because obviously they're in Daedalus and magic doesn't work there. So her magic's not there. So she ain't got the clothes. And Grey, being Grey, offers her his jacket. The Exceeds, Happy and Carter, try and fly. They can't. And we hear and see a little tiny child scream, shout, "Mama!" and run over. And who do we see but someone who looks similar to Lucy, wearing Natsu's scarf from Daedalus Natsu, ask Lucy if she's Mama. Everyone's confused by the entire situation. Nice little booty shot there. And
bro, you talking about the kid?
No, the fucking
Endless
Lucy.
You gotta specify, sir.
Sorry, that's a good point. Endless Lucy comes. Right, nice little booty shot. And she recognized them as Earth Lucy, and Earth Lucy recognizes Edo Lucy. And that's when they all realize they are in Daedalus. Continuing through, nice little chatter, getting like reacquainted. And they bring up, so what have you been doing the last 9 months? They banged, had a kid.
9 years.
Years.
Not gonna lie. The kid's adorable. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
9 years, 9 months.
Oh, yeah, so it's been 9. It's been 9 years. They thought time flows differently, but obviously, as we all know, they were in stasis for 7 years. And they go back to the Fairy Tale Guild in Edalus and see everyone. We see Natsu, we see Grey, we see Juvia, who themselves have got a little shit running around as well. And his name is Greg?
Grey. So
Grey?
yeah, the Riri kind of explained it in detail on her Twitter and her
It's a
Tumblr.
Grey and
It's like Grey Jew, as in J-U, Juvia, Grey, and obviously Grey. But yeah, it's like a color. It's kind of a stupid name, and we could all
Grey
agree.
and beige or something
Yeah.
combined.
Yeah.
And the Edalus, Lucy, and Natsu got married along with Juvia and Grey. And then Wendy meets Edalus Wendy, and of course she gets very jealous over the size of her breasticles. They all have a nice little chat, and they bring up Mistigan. Prince Mistigan is in the capital, and he might be able to help you guys get back and sort out the situation. And Edalus Lucy says something interesting to Urza, that Urza Nightwalker is in the capital. However, whatever you do, don't meet her. You regret it. I wonder why. Don't know why, but yeah. The last page snaps back to the White Wizard, who thought she teleported them to Elantir. She tries to use her magic, and it ain't working. She doesn't know where they are. So she got lost as well. So she's also in Edalus, and she doesn't know what she's doing. And she looks very stressed. The child's name of Lucy and Natsu is Nasha, not Nashi. Nasha. And that is the end of the chapter.
Mm-hmm. Goddamn right.
Thoughts on the chapter?
So God, we'll let King go first because we know he's the biggest shipper out of all of us.
All right, King.
Go for it.
And that was King's take.
He ain't having any of it. King's done. All right, Gon, go for it.
No, I really like the chapter. Because, well, first of all, it was completely unexpected that we were going to go back to Edolas. I wasn't expecting that. When Mashima said that he was going to bring some nostalgic characters back, I was really not expecting Edolas.
No one was. No smart person was.
Yeah, no one was predicting that. So yeah, we were all surprised by that. Besides that,
oh holy shit! I'm sorry, I didn't even realize that I was on mute that entire time.
So we'll let Gon finish, and then King, you could go on your beautiful rant.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Go on.
Okay.
Oh my days.
Okay. Well, where was I? Yeah. I find like going back to LS and seeing how they're doing now. I find it really interesting. Let's see how well. I want to see how long are we going to stay on LS, because yeah, they realistically have no way of going back unless, I don't know, Toka can bring them back from Earthland directly or something. Well, I love the fact that Groovy and Nalu have children there. I love that. Really beautiful.
I can't. I just.
It's just a big slap in the face to everyone else. Like, oh, you guys want Nalu? Yeah, sure. Here we go. No, not that.
Yeah.
What did you
You
think?
asked for Nalu. Yeah, you got Nalu.
It reminds me. It reminds me of the meme where you ask your mum to go to McDonald's for a milkshake. She says you have milkshake at home, and then at home it's some shitty milkshake.
Yeah.
Mom, can we get Nalu? We got Nalu at home. It's fucking endless Nalu.
Fucking yeah. But well, it's something. It's something. And the kid's adorable. Nasha is completely adorable. And well, it wasn't. The chapter was okay. I really liked it.
Now,
So
what did you think of Elentier essentially being a different
the
location?
place,
Because we all
yeah,
thought it was like a person or
yeah,
a
a
thing.
person or something, yeah, a person or something, yeah. That also caught me, or pretty much everyone by surprise, that there is this other place that we don't know if it's like a continent, another dimension, or something that the White Witch and Toka come from. So yeah, it gives you a lot more to think about if it's an entire place instead of just like one person or creature.
Yeah, true, true, true. So out of 10, what would you rate this chapter?
Like Nash out of them.
All right, all right. Now, King, is your mic on mute?
Yeah, he's on mute.
Yes, it's okay now.
Okay, we're good. Now, King, you could let us know your thoughts on the chapter.
I actually really like this chapter. I didn't really have a problem with anything. I did definitely enjoy Mishima being a troll and giving us the Atlas version of these pairings and their end games, but I think that's okay, and I don't think anyone's necessarily opposed to that. But obviously, it's in a certain way it's better because if it happened in Atlas, as Lucy was thinking throughout various points of the chapter, if it happened in Atlas, it means it's likely to happen in the main universe, and it's like, hey, that's great for the fans, and also it's probably something the characters are going to be down for later on, especially depending on who the character is. Uh, I regarding the Elentier being a place rather than a person, I don't know where it is, but maybe it's the homeland of the Exceeds on Earthland. Maybe I have no idea. I was checking the map of Earthland that's on Fairy Tale Wiki, and there's no country with that name, so I'm guessing it's probably like a region somewhere in Fiore or somewhere in another country. Regarding the pairings and the kids, like, yeah, that's great. I don't really have a problem with that. Obviously, I agree that Annalise, Julia, and Gray gave their kid a really stupid name, but is it really that much worse than some of the names you hear about in real life? Probably, but probably not as well, depending on where you live. So I would just let that part go. And I am curious about what happens in the next chapter. And if we're starting to give things ratings, I would give this one an 8.5 out of 10.
Damn, pretty high scores. What is okay? I see you guys. I see you. All right. Dan, what did you think of the chapter?
Before I say that, can we rename Craigbot to Greg or whatever the fucking kid's name is?
Unfortunately, we cannot.
Oh,
We could give him a nickname.
that's what I say. Give it a nickname.
Yeah,
Actually, I don't want to fuck with the Craigbot. Just not fucking breaks.
Yeah, don't. He already fucks up enough as it is. He might as well be called Macau.
Also, it's not actually my bot; it's somebody else's. So you'd have to ask that dude who originally invented it.
Oh no, you can give a nickname on a server. So I could change your nickname on the server to Happy Lover.
He'd murder you. Anyway,
Dad, if you do that, you're not part of the podcast no more.
Oh, is that a threat or a promise?
Both.
I bet.
We have a lot of Eden Zero news to get to, Dad. Get it together.
Okay, so the chapter was nice. I personally don't mind Daedalus. I don't visiting it again. I am indifferent to.
You sighed.
No, I'm indifferent to it because I do want to see Mystigan again.
Yeah.
But other than that, and
I
want to see.
forgot about that. Yeah, no, that's going to be cool when they see him again. I don't know. Random question. I'm sorry to interrupt, but did anybody in Daedalus ever call him Mystigan?
No. Not
yeah.
as far as,
why did he start?
Because I don't think they because I think
they only knew him as Prince Jalal. So it's like, where did when did they start calling him like this, right?
Yeah, I think by the end only that they knew that he was Jalal in the first place.
I think they started calling him Mystigan once they met the Fairy Tale crew and once the Fairy Tale crew left. Because
did they actually?
Yeah,
I mean, presumably that's when it happened. I don't remember anyone in the original arc.
I don't think they did until the end.
Because the arc is so boring. But
see,
that's true too.
Because all the Fairy Tale would have called him Mystigan in front of everyone. Yeah. So maybe Mystigan just took up that name.
Yeah.
Maybe I'd have to look at the chapter, but yeah, there's probably some kind of like between the arcs explanation. And randomly, I want to throw out this theory that I think the warning about Urza Nightwalker is probably not the type of like danger warning that one might expect. I think it's more like she ended up marrying. She's married to the prince, and that's why they're warning her. Because like, if they see Lucy's reaction to Idolus Not So Lucy, then imagine Urza's reaction to that.
God damn it! God, I do not want the next chapter to happen. I do not, because I have a feeling Mashima's gonna tease the kids. Oh, not Mashima and Yuta. They're gonna tease the kids for Gajio and Levi. They're gonna tease Gajio, Edelaz Gajio, who wasn't in the manga, but he was in the anime. And I have a feeling they're gonna tease Urza and Jalal's kid. I just have a feeling.
Yeah, or better yet, they don't even the prince and Urza Nightwalker don't even have a kid. She's just pregnant or something.
Oh my god, no! That'll break the fucking site even more. No, fuck that.
That'd be. I think that'd be pretty awesome. But like, we'll see where it goes.
Yeah.
Again. I have to get the chapters early for $8.99. There's some groups that actually do that shit, and that triggers the shit out of me because you're supposed to be. You're supposed to.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
Like, it's not your work, so why are you trying to profit off of it? That's why when, I work on it to some capacity, but it's like we've never made a dime off of it or anything. I've lost quite a bit of money out of everything. So it's like, why are you people trying to charge? And then you look at the releases and they're kind of ass, and you're like, God damn, like, really gonna charge $8.99 for this shit? But anyway, that's a wrap for another day. Dav, continue because you were interrupted.
So yeah, I'm excited to see Mystigan again, and I'm excited to see the Urza situation. Now that you've said what you've said, I think I wouldn't mind seeing, but I don't know if I'd rather see maybe they have another little fight, not a serious fight, obviously, it'd be a friendly, but they as a rematch. But other than that, the chapter itself, yeah, Nash is adorable. Greg looks like he looks alright, but his name's stupid. Yeah. Everything else was alright. I like the chapter, but to give it a rating, to be honest, it was more like a 6.5, maybe a 7 if I'm being generous.
You heard that, people. He hates the shipping. Attack him.
I mean,
go for him.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the shipping. You lot do you. Just don't come to me and start crying about it, bro. You come to me crying about your shipping, I'm just gonna send you to hell on Twitter.
So what did you think of? Okay, yeah, I was gonna ask you a question, but I'll go. I'll ask you a question.
What's the question then?
No, because I was gonna ask you what were your thoughts, because we already know King's and Gon's thoughts on Elantir being a location, but what are your thoughts on that?
I haven't really given it much of a thought. Originally, I thought Elantir might be a person or something like that. I'm thinking Elantir is probably related to Selene, the moon goddess.
Yeah, remember that Elantir swallowed the moon or something.
Yeah, that's what my thought is. Maybe that's her home planet. Maybe the planet, home, continent, city, tribe, fucking river. I don't know.
I get you.
Yeah, it could be.
All right. So I want to start off by saying we all ate crow because we all said it'd be ridiculously stupid. I mean, that was the main one, but we all said how ridiculously stupid it would be if he went back to fucking Edelas. And what is Mashima clearly heard the podcast. He clearly heard the goddamn podcast.
He's definitely listening to our podcast. This is why he's writing it. He's writing it because of us.
Because there's no goddamn way in hell he would have thought fucking bring back Edelas with white mage's magic. No way in hell he would have thought of that. He clearly hears our podcast. So I was hilariously surprised that it came back, and the way it came back, which was basically the white mage saying, "Oh shit, I fucked up. I took them to some random place instead of Elantir," and it's like shit. And then we're like, I'm reading it as like, my Twitter's gonna get blown up because I was wrong. But It was a great chapter. The two characters for the kids, they're based on designs Mashima did in the New York Comic Con a few years back. So it's kind of a nice little throwback to them. It essentially makes them canon now, because I would always argue, well, it's a Twitter drawing. It's not really canon. But they're in the series now, so they're clearly canon.
But remember, it's Nasha, not Nashi, that is canon. So Nashi don't exist yet.
No, well, yeah, but I'm just saying the character design itself is
Yeah,
canon.
yeah, very similar,
Um,
pretty much the same, like the Weta version of the character.
so that was exciting. I did like there wasn't a lot of content, if you will, like plot moving content. This was more of a fan chapter. So like if you love these pairings, you're gonna love this chapter. And based on the fucking website numbers, people clearly loved this chapter. Um, but if you wanted like actual substance and substance in a sense, like I said, plot progression stuff like that, you get very little of it. You do get enough, but you still have these questions like, okay, what the hell just happened? So we know that White Mage could teleport essentially at will.
Yeah, and Toka too. Drag can also do it.
So that's interesting. The characters, like we said, they were cute little callbacks to Mashima's New York Comic Con. I am interested to see where it goes, and I do agree with King. I think the Urza Nightwalker isn't menacing, but more she's super loving and super like
Something
she's like Juvia, Earthland Juvia with Prince Jalal, if that makes sense, or Prince Mystigan, where she's super like not intimate, but like lovey-dovey and all that jazz.
Okay. And then
That
your
will be
thoughts on
fun.
Ellen too?
Yeah, that kind of threw me off. There was a translation error, and we do apologize for that. I'll get it revised. We'll revise the page right away when we get the chance. But yeah, it said essentially Elantir swallowed the moon, so that's even more interesting.
Mhm.
I just hope with this moon aspect, I hope they don't go the Naruto route, where oh look, we're gonna travel to the moon and we're gonna destroy the moon and all this stuff. It's like let's not do that. Let's try to do something different. But I trust Mashima and Ira to not do that, or if they do it, to execute it well. So I'm not too worried. But yeah, Elantir kind of threw me by surprise because I always thought it was like an actual individual, but it makes it seem like it's more of a if we think Marvel Comics like a Galactus, which is like a planet eater and shit like that. So yeah, that's those are my overall thoughts. If I had to give it a score,
Chronophage.
if I had to give it a score, if you're a shipper, you'll this chapter will definitely be like an 8 or a 9. Or if you just really enjoyed the interactions, it'll probably be like an 8 or a 9. But if you're someone like me who, yeah, you enjoy the shipping, but you didn't really necessarily need to see it, and at a loss isn't necessarily one of my more liked arcs, I'd give it around a 7, 7.5. Because while it did the job, I felt like it could have been more. I did enjoy the White Witch moments, but I don't necessarily think we needed to see Edolas again. So a 7, a 7.5. But I understand if people will rate it higher because of their preference. But yeah, that's my overall thoughts on it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Do you guys have any? Well, we already slightly talked about predictions, but do you guys have any predictions on what will happen next chapter?
Next, I'm not sure. Like, I guess, yeah, I guess we'll know what the deal is with Nightwalker. I'm almost sure we'll get to it in this next chapter. But besides that, yeah, I don't know. Maybe they only just fuck around in Ellas for the entirety of the chapter, something like that.
They're a
We
fucking
well,
party, bruv.
you know what? Mashima wanted to make an isekai once more, and he's like, "All right, this is the way to do it." He was like, "This is it." Um, King, you have any other thoughts you want to add, or is that
it?
it for you, sir?
I'm good.
Ah, he's good. All right. So that was our overall thoughts on the fairy tale chapter.
64.
64. I thought it was 65.
65.
It's 65. It's
65, 65, yeah.
God dang. No, yes, chapter 65. Obviously, like Dev said at the beginning, you could read it at Sorcerer Weekly when it's not dying, or all manga decks for a more reliable, non-dead experience. So now the big news that happened today, and I hope to God we release this
So,
podcast
just
by
before we get
tomorrow.
onto it, right? I just had a thought. Should we do the chapters first, get them out the way, and then hit the announcement? Because then it gives us freedom to talk about it. Because we don't want to. We talk about it now.
Yeah.
We still got to cover the chapters.
Yeah. I think we should do the chapters first.
All right, I'll take the guest advice, and we'll do the chapters first.
Okay.
And I will catch you guys at the end.
I will ping you as normal.
Sounds good. Later.
Deuces. And we're back.
So, guys, Eden Zero, we've got chapter 110 and chapter 111 this week. You can read it on Sorcerer Weekly when it's back up, Manga Decks, or read EdenZero.com. Gon, would you like to give us...
Wait. Before we start, I on Twitter, a couple of people have mentioned how Sorcerer Weekly releases the chapters late. And I'm going to say it's intentional. Sorcerer Weekly is there as an added source for you if you can't support the series. The whole reason for the delays is because Sorcerer Weekly wants you to support the series. Obviously, with Fairy Tail, there's no actual weekly release or bi-weekly release. You have to wait till the volumes come out, so that's when they release it, within 5-6 hours of the actual Japanese release. But with Eden Zero, since there is an official release on Comixology, on Crunchyroll, and on your other media platforms, they release it afterward. Sometimes the dialogue does differ, and that's because they do a more literal translation instead of changing who says what. But I'm just giving you guys that heads up because I've heard people complaining on Twitter like, "Why are you even releasing it if you're just late?" It's intentional. We're releasing it late because we want people to support the series. We don't want to be the ones. Oh, you know what? Read art. No, just read the official. If you can't read the official, then you read the Sorcerer Weekly. Which Sorcerer Weekly's translations 9 times out of 10 are fairly accurate and fairly good, and there's no bias or overuse of concepts and stuff like that. So just that heads up. Now you could continue.
So, Gon, would you like to give us a recap, go through the chapter of 110 for the people listening?
Okay, first let me.
I can give you a link. I got it here.
Yeah, please. It's going to be
There we go.
far away. Wait a moment.
No, bitch. Come on now.
On it. Okay. Chapter 110. A robot in love. Yep. Yeah. We. Okay. On this chapter we were like on. We were on that cave on Red Cave Planet. And give me a second.
Well, guys, working
Okay,
out his
I
technical
got it.
issues. Oh, you got it? Okay, never mind. Continue.
Okay, got it. Okay, yeah. We were on the undersea temple on Red Cave with Nadia after they failed to get the treasure back, the relic. And yeah, and we see and we see what happens to the pretty much the robots there, the robots outside that the treasure was stolen. Nadia says, and that basically was what was powering up all the robots. So yeah, they just shut down everyone except for her, because he's plugged in something.
It's got
And
her own little outlet.
yeah, pretty much. And this is where she mentions this man Andrew, which is the one who helped her to stay connected. And he said he was going to help her get back the treasure and such. And that was, well, 200 years ago. So, well, we know what happens to him. We already know because we we saw him outside. And well, here comes and here is like the start of this really this this really conundrum, this small conundrum of, yeah, can robots love? Because yeah, Nadia is clearly like having feelings for this guy, and like they Wise especially is the one that is questioning it, like like how can a
What?
human and an android be in love? But yeah, it's like everyone else is like on board with ideas except for him. Like, okay, boomer,
he,
pretty
he
much.
he just the party pooper.
Yeah, he is. So yeah, yeah, and of course, Rebecca is the only one that realizes. Well, not the only one, but she realizes that the guy that is dead outside of the city is this Andrew that she's talking about, and she prevents Chicky from telling her, just to not hurt her feelings. But well, yeah. But yeah, in that moment after that is when Witch comes back with Laguna to try and take back the relic from the temple, which is like, surprises everyone there that the Laguna is coming back, and it apparently didn't take much to convince him, except for like one promise that Witch made to him that we still don't know what it is. But well, and the interesting thing that happens with when Laguna comes is that he's like very adamant in telling them that Drac and Joe just lost pretty much by sheer chance. Like in any other circumstances, Joe would have killed them anyway. And that's like really interesting, because that tells you how much powerful he actually was by the end compared to everyone there. What, or at least how much Laguna, who is one of his closest subordinates, uh, how highly he thinks of him, which is like rather interesting. And well, we go,
Mhm.
yeah, and then we go back to the fire portion of the cave, and we know what the plan is. Just turn chick into water, which was rather easy. Just
Make him
just
cry.
swallow them. Yeah, which
Implying he doesn't cry enough already. Okay.
yeah, which just which just tells him that he has a bug on his shoulder, and he started crying right away. And then which just coats him in air gear so he maintains his form, and he can use better gear to just launch himself across the room and reach the ending. It was simple enough, and it worked effectively. And then when he reached there, there's like this massive concentration of ether, and he starts listening to a voice. And that voice is none other than Mother herself. speaking to him, and that is how this chapter ends.
That shit was crazy. That ending was crazy as fuck.
Yeah,
I cannot lie to you. I
I
was like,
love
wait. I was like, wait, what the fuck? And that shit happened. I was like, all right, I see you.
yeah, it was like
Um,
crazy that out of nowhere, yeah, mother is talking to Cheeky. You know?
she's like, hey, boo, how you doing? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Dev, do you want to do a little quick recap of 111, or do you want to just talk about the chapter?
We can do a quick recap of both and then talk about both.
All right, go. I'll let you do the honors.
Okay, so chapter 111, The Sky of Days Long Past. Okay, so let's see. So they get back to the group, and Shiki has in his hand Master Aquatic Adaptation Lacrima. It looks very beautiful. I'm excited to actually see that specific scene when the anime comes around. I think it's going to look really beautiful.
Oh, spoilers! There's an anime.
Ooh. He talks about how all of a sudden it just sucked up all of the mother's ether into one go. And the Nadia actually says, to be precise, the mother ether found a vessel and went into it by his own choice or by his own volition. So mother's ether, we can tell there, it's sentient. It knows what it's doing. Whether it's actually mother going in or the ether, maybe it's to say they're two different things. Don't know. The treasure was kept as part of mother, and it's quite a prize. So that seems to be what it is that they got when they got to the end of the little fiery pits of hell.
Mm-hmm.
Nadia then begins to explain about the relics that are strewn across the cosmos, that are many pieces of Mother herself. The relics may be worshipped as one was here, or they might be concealed in some planets, a hidden corner, like the Dragon Balls from Dragon Ball, or they just wander through space and they could be anywhere and everywhere. The Mother Ether works as a compass to find these relics. So the thing that Shiki's got now is kind of like the little compass to show that, okay, you're going to go here, here, and here. And if you find enough of the relics and absorb the Mother Ether, eventually, it will. Shiki says it will take us to Mother. Nadia says, well, it might. I don't know if it actually does, but it might. And obviously, Rebecca's like trying to catch a cloud, so she's a little bit skeptical about it. But then obviously Happy and Pino's like, oh, but we didn't have this before, so it's good progress at least. Wiseman himself sends a big pain because the guy's an idiot. And once again,
you really don't like boys.
I don't mind him, but he's just nah. So
this was you. I don't mind them, but okay.
So what's the guy's name that they brought? That
who, Jin or Laguna?
Laguna points out that the probability of this happening is not that. It's quite low. Because obviously no one has done it that they know of or that he knows of. Because many people have been there to where they are now, but no one's actually got to Mother themselves. And Nadia points out, yeah, that's correct. Makes no difference how much of Mother's how much of the temple's Mother Ether you absorb. It doesn't change its properties. It is by absorbing Mother Ether from other places that will change its properties and strengthen it. So obviously you get a little bit from here, and then that's your beginning. It's like the start of your puzzle, and you have to go to get other pieces. And Shiki being as optimistic as always. If we follow this, we'll find Mother. So they were like, oh, let's get going. And Pino brings up, I hope you can see Mr. Andrew again. And they kind of all look a bit sad. But obviously they don't want to tell her. But Witch does the deed and says, I'm afraid Lord Andrew's no longer with us. And Rebecca's a little bit like, whoa, like, come on. But Witch, comes to the conclusion, there's no point in lying to her. Just tell her as it is. And Nadia seems a little bit confused, a little bit upset by it. But they found a little memory chip on the ship that Pino plugs into herself to play it. And I'll just read what he says. Day 6, month 7, X290. Hey Nadia, how are you doing? Got the relic back. We're lucky the thief was just a small-time crook, and I have a friend in the government. This should put everybody back on the Red Cave back to normal, and you won't need that cable anymore. I'm pretty close to Red Cave now. I've missed the sky. I've missed the sky. We always watch together. It took a whole year. I'm sorry. I can't wait to see you again. I love you. And then, that's not good. Cuts out. So whatever happened. It actually comes along that it looks like a meteorite from their calculations actually hit his ship and rendered him unconscious, and he couldn't steer. Took him off course, which is why it took him 200 years to land back where he is now. So he would have been back in a year, but it took 200 years instead because of that. And Nadia kind of obviously loses her shit and gets emotional and runs, breaks her cord, the thing that's keeping her alive. And she runs for the ship. Finds Andrew's body. She's obviously very upset. Can't be true. And which, again, it comes back to what Gon said about the whole, can a machine love a human? And which kind of says no. But we can all love whoever we choose. So she's saying that it doesn't have to be a machine to a human. A machine can love a machine and vice versa. And they're all worried about this needing the cable to be put back, and which kind of continues to talk of the fact that you're showing this emotion, the fact that you feel love for someone is proof that you do, and that is a gorgeous fucking panel of which I saved that instantly.
Totally.
Oh my god, I thought you were talking about the love story and shit. You're like, nah, you know what? Which looked pretty hot. I saved it.
I am who I am. But it is a very touching situation. I think it follows the theme of Eden Zero quite well. They bring up that they need to fix the cable, so Weiss wants to use his ether gear for it. However, Rebecca reminds him, remember what the chip said, she doesn't need the cable anymore. And that's because he found the relic, which they then go for, and they find what looks like a little chandelier. Or candelabra, however you say it. And all of the robots, boom, come back to life. They actually come back to life and start dancing. Woohoo! And everyone is happy. And our boy Lagoon is like, oh, real tears. Don't even think about it. Don't touch them. The water starts to drain as well. And the planet is returning to what its rightful state was. So obviously with this whole mother situation gone, the planet just went to shit. The night is also ending and it's extremely bright, and that's where the sky is red. Comes back out, colors start to illuminate, and the flames from the candela is what illuminates their world. So it's like their little, I guess you could say, their power source, or the thing that keeps everything going. The world we once saw together, Andrew, you helped me see it again. Very nice panel there, very touching. And Rebecca makes a comment about our love. Shiki looks at her. She goes, I didn't mean it like that. She's a little bit shy. Man, Rebecca's adorable.
Shiki thought that he was talking about her. She was talking about him. And he said love, and she was like, huh? Nah, homie, you gotta chill.
And then the little sea monster, the squid monster that attacked them, is actually smiling as well. So obviously he was affected by it. And the team get back on Eden Zero, and off they go. And they bring out the octopus was the guardian of the temple. Rebecca's sitting there thinking, and Homer asks what's wrong. And she says, I was just thinking, I wish a chronophage could come eat this planet's time, 200 years of it. And then that would mean that they're together again. And that is that chapter. Careful what you wish for. It might eat 600 years.
Not gonna lie, these chapters kind of got me. This fucking love stories and there's little mini art that Mashima did with Nadia and Andrew. That shit hit the feels.
Yeah,
definitely.
It was a nice, because it wasn't the traditional shipping situation. It was an actual couple that were there together, and she's just waiting for him to come back. It was already set in stone. It was already something that's already been developed and created. we were just seeing it unfold in its final moments, which were unfortunately sad, but there was also a happy aspect to it because Andrew, in his death, I'm going to say, actually managed to save the planet and put it back to how it was, which is what she wanted.
Well, she wanted him and the planet to be saved.
Yeah, of course, but at least now she's got one of them.
Yeah, at least.
I guess I'll start off with the discussion of it. Like I said, I loved this little mini arc. We got a lot of exposition regarding Mother and the Harry Potter style like Horcruxes that she has, but we also got this adorable little love story, self-contained, with a robot, with a machine, and with a human. And we also got Laguna name dropping World 29, and Rebecca talking about it in chapter 110. So I don't know, both these chapters are freaking incredible. I really loved.
It's good world building.
Yeah, exactly.
And a good standalone story.
Exactly. This clearly shows Mashima is an incredible writer, because when we first meet Nadia, we're like, "Oh, who the fuck is this?" Probably some little mini boss we're gonna have to deal with.
We thought she was playing a trick on them.
Yes, we did. I remember that because we saw that little grin she had. We're like, "Oh, this motherfucker, she was like a mini boss. All right, we good. I'll beat her ass up. We're gonna take her to shit, and then dip." But like, nah, we got some feels, bro. We got some up. The first 10 minutes of up type of feels, man. Like,
yeah,
I was like, Jesus.
Thought that it was one of those situations where she is setting a trap or something, but we were completely wrong.
Yeah,
I'm happy we're wrong as well, because like you said, I like this little arc that we're getting.
Yeah,
it was freaking incredible.
It was good.
Gan, what did you think of the chapters or chapters?
No, they were really good. They were really good and on every aspect, like from the art to the story to the feels. All hit the right notes. We got like you said, we got exposition on Mother, which was really good. Now we understand a little bit more about this fantastical being that no one has ever reached except for Tiggy or something. Well,
Xiaomei.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for Xiaomei. Yeah. And yeah, we got this really interesting side story about Nadia and this planet that got screwed up because someone stole this relic. That this mother relic that by itself was able to power up this entire planet of robots. It's like really powerful stuff, and a really touching story, even with a bittersweet ending with Andrew and Nadia. But it hit the right notes, definitely.
I love when you said about it's just that one relic that basically powers the whole planet. I love that aspect of it because it does put Mother on the pedestal that she should be on anyway. She's this omnipotent, omniscient, omnibenevolent person. The fact that it just takes one little fucking chandelier, or sorry, a candle bird to actually power the damn planet shows, it's quite a feat. It just kind of cements her the whole idea that she can grant any wish. She has that kind of power.
Pretty much.
That shit was crazy. I'm not gonna lie, that shit was crazy. This whole mini arc goes, for people who question if Mashima could write a little love story. I think this essentially 3-4 chapters kind of cemented the fact that my boy could write a love story if he wanted to, because that shit was fucking like it genuinely got me. Like, I was like, damn, like, all right, Yeah, right in the. I don't want to see it animated because I know I'll probably shed a tear or two because that shit was depressing. Like you see the sadness and the emotional
Stress.
weight. Yeah, the emotional stress that Nadia goes through when Witch tells her like, yeah, he's dead. He's not. He's not gonna be. He's not alive.
He's not coming back.
Yeah, and it's like, holy shit! I loved it. I'm not gonna lie, I loved it. We didn't need this mini arc, if you will, but I'm super glad we got it because it was so amazing, and I really really loved it.
It was definitely one of those arcs that wasn't needed, but it was done so well that it fits perfectly, and I wouldn't want to go without it.
And it keeps going back. I'm sorry to interrupt, Gun. But let me just finish this quick point. It keeps going back to that main core question that Mashima gave us in the beginning of the series. Can machines feel? Can they have emotions? Can they have love, anger, sadness, stuff like that? And we kind of saw it tease with Pino when she was making her choice between choosing Ziggy or choosing Shiki. So and this just kind of like elevated it to like the 10th degree with if robots do have feelings. Just because they're robots doesn't mean they can't feel. So it was just, like I said, it was just incredible.
Yeah, it was. But I think like the exposition on Mother, yeah, that was needed. Something like that was needed, and something clear, a clear path to her to the objective of the group was also like needed, and it was
Yeah,
and it was like almost like the backdrop of this arc because on the forefront you have this little love story between a robot and a man
this
that
is yeah. That is you're
super
so right.
yeah
You're like you're really. It's like it's. I keep saying it, but you're so right because the focus of the first chapter we focused on like, oh shit, this is Red Cave, whatever. We learn about it, we see it. We thought it was like a little filler arc because it was just them chilling at the beach, and
yeah the
then
obligatory beach chapter.
yeah, and then we see the mother thing, and we're like, okay, this is gonna be very mother oriented. But then like, yeah, we got those interesting tidbits, those little nuggets of information about mother and her power and how essentially to get to her. But they were like they were like cherry on top, if you will, because you have your cake with the love story, and then just everything else was just extra, and it was so incredibly well done. It's like Jesus Christ, I this is I'm probably gonna get flack for this, but this is probably my favorite mini arc Mashima's ever written. I'm not talking about overall arc because for me an overall arc is more like 10 chapters or more, but mini arc for me, this is like one of his best mini arcs ever because he gave us enough detail, enough information where we become more interested in the story and mother, but he also gave us an incredible, well done story in itself.
Yeah, I agree.
And I feel
Uh,
like it's gonna get even better. I feel like if you look at the love aspect of it, that he's kind of just thrown in there, even if it is for a mini arc, it's cemented a lot of things. It cemented the whole robots can have feelings and love too, which is something Pino has wanted to always see. And now I think in a couple chapters, Pino will bring it up. Pino will bring up the fact that she, having witnessed another robot show the love and emotion she is questioning, will make her have a bit of development.
I could see that happening. I really can,
Yeah, I
because Pino is kind of like the audience.
Yeah. Pino's just taking notes on everything that's going on. I mean, she did the little character profiles.
Mm-hmm.
I hope we get more of
That
those. I
she
want
did.
more.
Yeah, I think we get more.
Yeah,
We
so
need
with
we need. I'm sorry, but we need one on Andrew and one on Nadia.
yeah,
Oh,
and their
what
love compatibility is one of their stats.
I do want to bring up the point. They kind of name dropped Chronophage, so I'm expecting Chronophage to be relevant pretty soon. 'Cause I don't think Mashima.
Yeah,
What happened?
That to me is a careful what you wish for.
yeah, definitely, definitely.
No, yeah, definitely careful what you wish for. But I think
Like I
what
can't
happened,
wait
God?
to appear. Like I think.
Okay. Because like I don't know. I don't see Mashima just name dropping Chronophage and being that's it. All right, see you next chapter. I feel like it's gonna come into play within the next few chapters.
There's a chance. Yeah, there's a chance.
All right, so those were the recaps for chapters 110 and 111. As always, you can read them right away on Tuesdays via Comixology, Crunchyroll, or other paid websites. Or you could also read it on readedenZero.com. If you can't fully support the series, and you could read it on Manga Dex or on Sorcerer Weekly. But now we gotta get to the big news.
Yep.
The
Yep.
very
Big boy news.
Yeah.
super big boy news. So big that King had to dip early.
he's going. He's going to.
So so the Tokyo Game Show was this week, but the Eden Zero aspect of it wasn't till today, which is
Today.
September 26th. Um, depending on your area, it'd be at different times, but officially it was on September 26th in Japan. A lot, and I mean a lot of information was given. I was asleep because for me it was 4 a.m. I woke up like at 5:36, so I had a lot to wake up to. Few things that I do want to talk about. Um, we have essentially an Eden Zero hub, right? So it's like the go-to place for every Eden Zero project around, including their Twitter and stuff like that. Now, I'm sure some of you are gonna be asking, what do you mean projects? Because there's a lot. So we're gonna start. I'm gonna break it up into parts. I want to discuss it, and then we could move on to the next section because, like I said, there's so much to digest that I don't want to just throw it all, and then essentially us talk about everything at once. Um,
Okay.
we're gonna start off with the Eden Zero anime. It will come out on April 2021.
Spring 2021.
Yes, sir. Spring 2021. The studio behind it will be JC Staff. For those who don't know, and I'm just giving you quick little pieces of information. JC Staff is the studio behind Toradora, Shokugeki no Soma, Sakura no Pet Nakanaho, One Punch Man Season 2, Danmachi, Prison School, Golden Time, and Psyche Kusuo. They do have other series, but those are the more well-known ones, I'd argue. Oh,
Raildex. Don't forget Raildex.
yes, Reldex and Konosuba. I didn't mention those because I thought they were.
The Konosuba
Oh no,
movie.
yeah. Konosuba the movie, and Reldex the series.
Mhm.
But yeah. So they're known for those series. They've done all of Danmachi. They've done all of Raildex. They've done
All of
all of
Shokugeki.
Shokugeki. So they've done their fair amount
They've got the
of
experience.
series. Yeah, they've also done Data Live, and this is just me going through my
The,
anime list.
yeah, the third
So,
season of Data Life, they did it
hmm
when the original studio went kaboom.
yep. So there is a lot there. I do want I just and I'll probably touch on it afterward. But no, you know what? I will touch on it afterward. We do get the cast as well. We got Takuma Terashima as Shiki Granbell. He, for some of you, you will know him as Jackal from the Fairy Tale Tartaros arc.
That's hilarious, actually.
That is hilarious, but
That's quite
um,
funny.
but you know he's you know what? We have Natsu talking to Shiki now. Natsu was fighting Shiki.
Oh, an immediate happy one.
I don't want to get into that battlefield. We have Mikako Komatsu as Rebecca Bluegarden and I'm just giving you one series they were in just because I do want to have a full length conversation on these. She was Sugumi in Nisekoi, so the blue haired girl in Nisekoi, the one who was a badass. And then we have Kugimiya as Happy. I I'm not sure what she was in.
Yeah,
She's in a lot of non-anime stuff.
She
yeah.
was in Darling in the Franxx, so she was a supporting character. The blue chick. I haven't seen the show, but I know she was the blue chick.
All right, there you.
Kyoru Nohime.
All right.
That was her
Well,
name.
that I'm not sure. I've never seen Darling in the Franks. She was also.
She was also on Toradora.
Oh, there you go. She's also from Toradora. So she has some connection to
Saiga.
JC stuff.
Wait,
Yeah,
bruv,
yeah,
she did Happy.
She did Happy.
Yeah, she did Happy in Fairy Tale.
yeah, she did happy.
Oh, you're right.
Right.
I just saw this. I just saw that. I mean, it makes sense because
Wait,
I
you
mean,
actually didn't know.
I can already expect to trigger
Hey, she did
people.
Elric as well in Brotherhood.
All right.
Yeah,
Huh.
the
Let me just finish this real quick. For the staff, we have Shinji Ishihara, who worked on Fairy Tail and Lock Horizon. He'll be the chief director of anime. So there's some consistency there between Mashimo works, which is always nice. We
yeah.
have Jushi Suzuki, who was the episode director of Fairy Tail Season 3. He will direct the anime. And then we have Mitsutaka Hirota, who worked on The Rental Girlfriend, Zoid's Wild, and others scripts. So he will oversee and write the scripts for the series, or the series scripts. So there's a lot of news there.
Yeah, there's another person too who is working on the animation. What's the name of this person?
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about.
He tweeted about it, like he hopes to do a good job on it.
And he's the one who tweeted the picture of Shiki, correct?
Yeah, he drew a picture of Chiki, and he said I'll try to do my best. And
Yeah, he goes
like a regular,
Aoki.
yeah, okay, yeah, that man.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Like a regular on JC stuff. Does a lot of things for them in Rail Decks, in One Punch Man Season 2, and others. Yeah,
So
he's done good stuff. Like
yeah, he got the good. Yeah. He got the
lot of
good stuff.
clips yeah, he got a lot of good clips on the Sakura website. So
Uh,
that's
I, I
that's
oh
actually
my god.
high. That's high.
I am super and I'm sorry I'll just start off because this for me essentially confirms that they're gonna be taking the modern approach to the way they're making shonen anime. You know, where kind of like My Hero Academia started
My
it
Hero
with the
Academia started it. Yeah,
yeah.
100%.
So like 13
The same
episode
plan,
seasons.
like the Western approach, like a year a season, a year a season, something
Yeah,
like
exactly. Yeah, so they have their 13, 14 episodes, most likely 13 or 12 to 13 essentially. 12, 13 episodes. If it's really popular, they'll do two courses. It'll be a total of 24 episodes. But no more than that because I think that's one thing that really plagued the fairy tale adaptation. There was some episodes that were great, but others you could tell that they had already used most of their budget with the animation and stuff like that.
that. I would say that was like towards the end, like on the first on the first season of Fairy Tail, you could definitely tell. But by the end of it, you could definitely tell they were they were running out of source material. Like it was evident that they were padding those last episodes.
Yeah, that's also true. There will be enough source material per season that we won't necessarily have. We probably will have a filler arc or two, but I don't think it'll be to the extent of Fairy Tail. It'll be more like to the extent of My Hero Academia, where it was like one or two episodes.
Like 1 or 2 episodes, like per season.
Yeah, exactly. So that is for me fantastic news.
Yeah, that would be great.
Thing is, though, Fairy Tail filler arcs weren't all that bad. Some of them were.
I disagree.
They weren't good, but they weren't like terrible. I personally, when I was watching it, I liked the little filler arcs in between because it made it feel like they were just living a life in between jobs.
The only filler arc I liked from Fairy Tail was the Daphne arc.
Yeah.
See, for me, the Eclipse arc, which was after which is episode 125 to 150, where they gotta collect the keys and shit. It was essentially, oh shit, we don't have any ideas. Let's combine Edolas and let's combine Oración 6. Here's an arc. It felt so uninspired. It felt boring. And then I don't even want to get started on the Eclipse arc with the one that was after the Grand Magic Games, because it essentially, oh my god, it destroyed the entire character development Lucy had in that Grand Magic Games by having her run around in a skimpy fucking bikini because she's afraid of mayonnaise or some shit. It was horrible. Absolutely horrible.
That arc was a fucking disgrace.
So, I don't know, Dave. I kind of disagree. Okay. What do you? Okay, so I've already said that I like the studio JC staff being running the anime production. But what do you guys think of that? Do you guys like the choice, or do you guys think they should have gone with someone else?
I don't mind it. I'm not the biggest fan of JC Staff, but I know they're not a bad studio. I'm sure. The thing is, Fairy Tail went to shit because the season 3 was basically on the back burner of the studio. Like you already said, the budget was already used, and they were just kind of done with the show and just wanted it to finish. So it was on the back burner, whereas now Eden Zero is going to be on the front of JC Staff's list. And with the stuff that they have made already, especially like with Konosuba, they did a great job when they needed to with making things as flashy as they needed to be, making sure the colors and all the animation was actually smooth. I have no qualms with JC Staff being the studio. I want to do Furtable, but that's a big wish. I do think that you need to go into it with an open mind. I've already seen, in fact, God and I have both seen a lot of people already be like, oh, it's JC Staff, it's shit. And their reasoning is because they say, oh, One Punch Man Season 2. Yeah, but One Punch Man Season 2 wasn't bad. It just wasn't as good as Season 1. And it's a different studio, so you can't... So a lot of people you guys need to have an open mind about it. Don't shoot it down before it's even happened, because if it ends up being amazing, you've already started shooting it down, you're going to go into it hating it when there's no reason to hate it.
Wasn't Bones behind season 1 of One Punch Man?
No, Madhouse. That
Yeah.
was Madhouse.
Oh, Madhouse. You're right. I don't know. I don't see. It could have been worse. It could have been Studio Dean.
It could have been.
It could have been, what's that studio that Pierrot? You all know Pierrot or Pierre. I don't know how the fuck is it. You know the Naruto series. You know it's 50% filler.
And Bleach.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how they did with Bleach, but I know Naruto was 50% filler. I saw more of the swing than I did Naruto. So,
Chlor is okay. So at least they're doing Black Chlor. They're doing it right. So if they don't have to mess around with another long running shonen, it's okay. Double win for me.
I just hope that it doesn't get the same treatment that Fairy Tail got with the filler and the being thrown onto the back burner. However, what you said earlier.
I will. I want to respond to your comment because you know how you said you feel like it'll be in the back burner or you don't want it to be in the back burner. I think based on all the news we got today, there's zero chance that happens.
Well, no, I don't mean it starts off on the back burner because it definitely would. I mean, I hope it doesn't become the show that they throw onto the back burner later down the line.
No. I get what you're saying, but I'm saying I don't feel like it will become that because
based on started strong. Yeah, they they want to start strong at least.
Because like we're gonna get to it later on, but like they're making moves. They're making like Microsoft buying Bethesda moves or ZeniMax moves, where they're like it's like a full court press. You got video games coming out, you got mobile games coming out, you got anime, you got Twitter campaigns, you got they're
going hard on Eden Zero.
Yeah, they're doing more for Eden Zero than they did for Fairy Tail because Fairy Tail, first we didn't really get a global multiplayer or not multiplayer, but a global video game for it until it ended, until after it ended. And then like I said, we're gonna get to it later, but there's already 2 games in production, and I could guarantee you that the console game will be global. The mobile game may be Japanese exclusive in the beginning, but I guarantee you they're gonna expand because the markets, and it's just insane how much. There's a fuck ton of news is what I'm trying to get at, and I don't think Kodansha, especially Kodansha, because Kodansha owns like 50% of the IP. I don't think Kodansha would push as hard for it if it didn't have belief in it like it does.
Definitely they believe in it enough to push it this hard.
Okay, I mean that is reassuring. It's just a hope of mine that it doesn't get pushed onto that back burner because that is what ultimately did kill Fairy Tail.
Yeah, I think to an extent I agree because I don't know. I guess.
But if they're making it, instead of making it 175 fucking episodes for season 1, if they're making it 12, 24 episodes, it's very unlikely to end up being on the back burner because it would be seasonal. So that's why I am for 12 to 24 episode seasons for Eden Zero, because in my opinion, animes that have that restriction, it kind of forces them to put what they can and put the budget where they can in the most important places to ensure that they get another season. I mean, if you take Fire Force as an example, season 1, it was a great season. It's a very fun show. There were a few scenes where the still actions, the art didn't look too great, but then when you got to the fight scenes and you got to the music and you got to the actual the tone of the show, you can tell that they put all their effort into it, and that's why it's so popular.
I like this model. They're copying. Even Shokugeki did it, where they split the whole series into 5 seasons. Right. You have My Hero Academia. My Hero Academia is still a running series, and it's going on its 5th or 6th season.
5th season, and it hasn't dropped in quality animation wise. In fact, it's gotten a lot better.
It has 2 movies.
Besides, it has 2 movies on top of that.
Yeah, so as long as they keep up that idea and do it in the seasonal situation, I think it will keep its potential.
And like we said, it kind of helps. It gives them an end goal. So, like, let's say there's only 12 episodes or 13 episodes, gives them an end goal. Okay, we're going to end in this chapter. How are we going to go from chapter 1 to this chapter? So, I'm very intrigued. I guarantee you that the first episode is probably just going to be chapter 1. Second episode will probably just be chapter 2. And then after that, it'll probably break up into, like, 2-3 chapters per thing.
Per episode, something like that. Until it finishes.
It's so fucking exciting. I know, and Zogan, I kind of know what you thought because you did mention it on Discord. But what do you think of JC Staff as the studio behind Eden
Yeah,
Zero?
I actually like them. I actually like JC stuff because yeah, they have good shit. Like for real. Like 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 if you go to my anime list, you can see. If you go to my animes list, you can see that they have a lot of stuff, like 374 entries. So yeah, you gotta have some shit on it and some good things. But the things that you okay?
No, I just love how you said like they got some good shit.
Yeah,
we got Jazz like yeah you know what I'm different and you're like they got some good shit.
yeah, they do. Like one of my favorite anime of all time. They did it, and another one that was like one of the very few complete light novel adaptations. They did it as well, and some of their most well known and well beloved series are really good. So yeah, I have faith in them, and with this stuff and the push that Kodansha is doing for the series in general, I have faith in this. I have faith in this, uh, and and I think that JC stuff is like a really good choice. Like of course, it's not like the most optimal choice, not the most perfect choice, but it's a good one. It's still a good one. It's not a bad decision at all, and I hope that they make it justice, and I hope they make it justice.
Yeah, it's like a lot of people would agree because they're like it's not the number one pick. If we're talking sports, it's not your number one pick where
It's
like
not
that's
the
your go to.
yeah. It's not the
But
first
but
pick.
you know you're still like one of the first fucking 10, 15 picks, and
Yeah,
that's not bad. That's
yeah,
actually pretty good.
it's
So
pretty good.
yeah, I think we're all in agreement. Where could have been worse. We're we're pleasantly surprised that I think Dev's pleasantly surprised, even though he's indifferent. Um,
Oh no, I'm
that
pleasantly
it
surprised about it. Yeah,
because I thought it would be A1 Pictures again. I was like, you know what? I'm kind of, and I even jokingly, I was in a joke because I was being serious about it. But I even said it's probably gonna be A1 Pictures again, and it'll probably be seasonal. Like I'm sorry, year round. But I'm glad I was wrong because with 12 episodes or well 13 episodes, you hook the audience even more and they become more invested in the series and they want to start reading the source material and then they want to like all right, do I want to wait for the source material or do I want to watch the anime, do I want to listen to this? And you best believe you know the soundtrack is going to be good because
I hope it's good. I really hope so.
yeah, it has to be good. A lot of the soundtracks for JC staff anime I've really enjoyed, so I'm kind of hoping they just keep up with that. I know some concerns were that well they cut out characters. I'd argue that you can't really do that in a manga series because it's on the panel, and I don't know. I know they have cut content with light novel adaptations like Danmachi, but I would argue that adapting a light novel is significantly different than adapting a manga.
Oh yeah, it's yeah,
There's a
it's
lot
way
less
different.
content and stuff like that, so I'm excited. I want to know your guys' thoughts on the cast so far. Based on what you know of the cast, what do you think of the cast?
I think it'll be
Well,
good. I'm
I
happy.
think it's good. Like happy as happy. Well, yeah, it was predictable, and I'm glad about it. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I realistically cannot think of anyone else who could do happy because well, it's like the only like really copycat character, like actual copycat character that there is in the series is happy. So I'm not mad about it. I'm glad. And as for Chiki and Rebecca, yeah, I think they have potential to do it good, to do a good job.
I what about you, Dev? What do you think of the cast?
I'm very excited for it. I have no qualms with it. Like Gon said, happy is happy. So it's the one character that is literally just replicated, even though he's a robot. But you know,
He's dead. He's dead.
it's you know,
He,
to me, it's a little
yeah,
bit poetic.
he,
Comes back
yeah,
around. That's nice. I'm a little bit skeptical about Terashima Jackal, but that's only because I actually don't think I've heard his voice outside of Fairy Tail. I'm looking through the list of who he's played, and I don't really recognize anyone. That's on me, but I liked Jackal, so I'm sure he'll be fine. But a lot of his people that he played is supporting, so I think this is gonna be one of his main
After
big main
after
cast.
Leads, yeah.
like I think his biggest role is the lead in Log Horizon.
Yeah.
So, that's the one? That's a ways back, if I'm not mistaken, because that came out a while back, a few ways back. What do you think of you? And you said you don't have any problems with the Rebecca.
No. The Rebecca's voice actor I actually like a lot. I've heard her voice quite a lot in a few other things. For example, Seven Seeds. Code Geass is one of my favorite shows. Dr. Stone. I mean, she plays Senku.
Yeah, Senku.
I'm excited for her. I think she's going to be great. I haven't seen Nisekoi, but everyone's reaction to Nisekoi, I'm sure she'll be great. So I'm excited for it. I did listen to Taylor did link a couple of clips of her voice acting, so I am excited for it.
The reason I brought up Nisekoi when I first introduced her is because they have similar characteristics. They're very violent, but they're also very passive. So, and they're both adorable. So, that's why I link. But yeah, Senku's probably the more known, especially given Dr. Stone's popularity. But like I said, that's our overall thoughts on the anime. And like I said, there's so much more to talk about. I
just
will
wanted to
talk
add that I'm really happy with her.
Oh,
with who?
With the actress who's playing Rebecca.
so you're gonna watch Eden Zero when it comes out?
Well, I didn't say that.
You're gonna do it though, right?
In all likelihood, yeah. I just didn't want to promise it.
You get to see Happy get killed.
Well,
Like,
that's true. I would enjoy that.
King.
Episode 2.
it might even be the cliffhanger of episode 1.
That's fucked up.
Well, no, I don't see that happening because episode 1 does actually, if it adapts from chapter 1, that's probably a pretty good note to end on. So I don't see that happening.
Because chapter 1 was like 81 pages. Now,
Pages,
King,
yeah.
King, you're here. Okay, what do you think of the JC staff as the studio behind Eden Zero?
Generally, I used to not be a big fan of them because they were one of the worst studios when it comes to backgrounds. Like, I don't know if any of you guys ever saw Maid Sama. They had fine character animation, but their backgrounds were just the most bland watercolory type of you think an intern did it or something. It was just not very appealing. Not that it was only something you don't notice it unless you're actually looking for it, but they weren't very good at that. But their characters were fine. But then they actually did pretty well with some later anime. For those who have not seen it, they did Food Wars. And generally speaking, I think that's been fairly well animated and adapted from the manga. And they also did an anime that I really like. I believe this was them. If I'm wrong, correct me. But it was called Flying Witch, which is exceptionally well done, and I'd strongly recommend checking it out. I might have mentioned it before on the podcast, but basically that one's really well made and well animated. But it has very simplistic designs. So that's the thing. They're good when the artwork isn't overly detailed. And from what I've seen of Eden Zero, it's not too bad it's not too detailed and it's not too simplistic. So I think it's one that they can do well. But I'm, obviously going to give them a shot in that regard. I would say though that obviously my preference would go to something like Madhouse or Kyoto Animation or PA Works, but those were probably not studios that would bid for the anime.
I was hoping for Ufotable myself, and I was hoping for.
Yeah, see, that's even more unlikely.
The only reason I was hoping for Ufotable, right, is maybe because of Fate. In Fate UBW, Rin has with the when she uses her magic, she gets this what you can see as ether gear goes along her body, like these little the magic circuits.
Yeah,
and it's animated so beautifully, and just seeing ether gear look like that would have just been a dream come true. I knew it was the biggest long shot out of any studio outside of KyoAni, but I was praying. I
feel like that's even like beyond KyoAni, because granted, I know KyoAni only does like the cute girls types of series, which would actually be interesting to see them how they would animate a Mishima show. But like I obviously those studios that I mentioned were probably never going to take on this, but JC staff is perfectly middle of the road, so I have no complaints there. It's just dependent on how they do how they do it, and we'll assess them on their merits after the fact.
So I just want to point out that JC staff also did Do You Love Your Mom and her 2-hit multi-target attacks?
Didn't see it.
I just yeah, it was a random isekai that everybody loved because of the mother.
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
And Dad was like, add it to the list.
But the actress's name that we were talking about earlier was Mikako Komatsu, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I've actually seen her in a pretty good amount of things. She did. Obviously, you mentioned Dr. Stone, which actually, when I saw that she was the one who voiced Senku, I was really surprised because I definitely thought that was a dude, because it is a dude in the dub, but I didn't know it was female in Japanese. But like, that's probably the best.
Shows her skill.
Yeah,
I think that's a problem with dub, and I'm not trying to bash on dub because I watched dub, but there's a lot more range for that the actors have and with the Japanese voice acting, because and I love the fairy tale anime, I love the fairy tale dub, but when I was watching the movie, the Dragon Cry movie, you could tell some of the voice actors sounded the same throughout, whereas in the Japanese version, you felt different emotional. You had different feelings depending on.
But I don't think that's specific to like fairy tale or anything like that. I'm sure it's a much more general thing. I don't know if any of you have any interest in the latest Digimon movie that came out, Last Adventure Kizuna. But basically, watch the dub trailer and then watch the Japanese trailer, and it's like a world of difference.
Yes.
And just pointing out that the actress who is doing Rebecca also did Neko in K, which is an absolutely adorable role. Aside, she did Senku. Obviously, she did a minor, semi-main character in Nagi no Asukara. She did a pretty important character in Nisekoi, and you can probably look at her My Anime list. But there's a bunch of other stuff that she's done as well. That's depending on how big of an anime fan you are, you'll definitely recognize her somewhere along the lines. Oh yeah, and she did a character in Tales of Zestiria. I did not know that.
Yeah, she did. I barely remember Zestiria right now. But what she did young Senku. Not.
It seems Spidey. She also did a character in Oregairu.
Yeah, she
yeah.
Did in Oregairu.
Cool.
Totsuka.
She got quite the resume. So I'm pleasantly surprised. I don't know if you want to be.
Sorry,
whoa,
that was my Twitter notifications. Apparently, we're getting some more lockdown orders in Toronto.
Oh, yeah. Stay safe out there, man. Crazy world.
Yeah. I don't live in Toronto, but thank you.
Well, I mean, you live in Canada. Canada is part of Toronto, so hot.
It's the other way around, but sure.
You got what I meant. I don't know if you want to stay around for the other announcements, since they're just announcements that are not really about the chapters.
What are they?
So I will save the two big announcements for the last. But there's a Twitter campaign going out that the Eden Zero Twitter, like the official Eden Zero Twitter, is doing, where you could create your own ether and your own character, and obviously if Mashima likes it enough, your ether and your character will be part of his universe.
Be right back making Gilgamesh.
um, I don't. What do you guys think of that?
I feel like you're at a bit of a disadvantage if you don't speak Japanese.
Just learn Japanese.
Well, all you really need is a hashtag, because all they're asking.
Hashtag, yeah.
But how are they going to like read the content and understand it?
Well, what do you mean read?
Google
Well,
Translate.
presumably you have to explain the powers, right?
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think of that. Yeah, I guess you gotta. Yeah, because I was thinking you just draw your design and your ether gear, and then. But yeah, you probably do have to explain it in some capacity.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Knowing Mashima, he is very I don't want to say cognizant, but like he's very
inclusive.
Yeah.
Sure.
What's the fucking word? I guess cognizant of the fact that his audience is more than just Japan. He knows he has a global audience, so I feel like even if it isn't in Japanese, he'd still be like, okay, yeah.
Well, I'm sure that he'd want that. It's just that like if their English isn't good enough to understand you, or what if it's not even English? What if it's like German or Spanish or something like that? It's like that's going to be a lot of fucking submissions. And even if it's like amazing, like if they don't understand the language that it's written in, like would they want to invest all the time into like translating it and then figuring it, or will they just go with a Japanese option because that's easily understandable?
That's true. I don't know.
I do feel like their team would have people who speak multiple languages. That's the point of having a translator.
See, I don't know about that, but maybe.
No, I think they will.
Otherwise, because don't forget, because they're also doing the whole autograph session, and they got like 7 different countries involved and shit. So I don't know. I here's hoping
that autographs is just like a picture that's signed. That's not that significant, like relative to language.
Yeah, but you're asking what you want him to draw for you. So yeah, that's going to be.
Yeah, but you're talking about a character. He'll understand that pretty easily. I'm talking about a complex explanation.
I mean, does it really have to be? I feel like you're trying to write a whole paper.
I mean, it would like if I were doing it, it would be complex. But like maybe I'm just uptight like that.
No, but what King means is, you'll have the drawing of the basic character design, simple, easy to look at. Then you would have the ether gear. Right? Let's just say we're doing Shiki's ether gear, right? You would you draw out him using it, for example, and then you would write that as gravity ether gear. You would then have to kind of give a bit of an explanation, right? But if all you did is it alters gravity, I mean, it doesn't really. You want to explain that he can use it to shoot it like bullets. He can use it to change a person's gravity, his gravity. He can even make the area around him have a gravitational pull like a black hole. Like, if you want to give an extra explanation, that's when it starts getting. And that's probably what they are going to want.
Yeah,
we'll learn more about it on their Twitter, but I hope they do expand to more than just Japanese. The Japanese audience.
I think they will.
It'd be cool if they did.
No. Oh wait, yeah. Gon and Dev, what do you guys think? Of the whole contest and the idea behind creating your own gear and it being in the manga.
Great idea. I love it.
Yeah, inclusive.
I have no artistic merits at all.
Yeah, I love the whole thing behind it. I think it's great. I think the fact that Mashima is doing something like this and that you have a chance for your design to be in the world, it shows that he does care about his fans. And he does want them to actually be excited for it. So I think it's going to be great. I just do hope that it's not limited by the language barrier. However, if it is, I'm not going to blame them either. It is what it is. I still hope at least we'll get something out of it.
Time to hire a translator.
Oh yeah, Eco getting there.
It goes like get work. So they'll find. So we've kind of talked about Mashima's anime. We've talked about him essentially conquering Twitter with this thing. Now we got to talk about
The big boy thing.
the super big boy thing, the video games.
Games
With an S. So there is 2 games in production or in development, because I don't think it's production. I think they are in development because there's already in-game footage of them.
Yeah, and screenshots.
Yeah, and screenshots. Yeah. Let me get the quick information. So first and foremost, we have the Eden Zero console game. It's obviously made by Konami because they were at the Konami Tokyo Games Show event.
Yeah.
Sorry, I kind of threw it off. It is a console 3D RPG. It is developed. Oh, my bad. Console 3D action RPG, which is currently in development, as mentioned. It is developed with the Unreal Engine, so it's the most popular engine used for video games. A lot of studios use it. Shiki, Rebecca, Weiss, and Homura are all playable, and they do have their own unique abilities. And then something like I said, I've loved is Mashima has created original costumes for the game. They all look amazing.
Yeah, they do.
I'm a bit biased towards Sister Ivory because she's the best out of all of them. And as mentioned in the Fairy Tale game, he is consulting with Konami on the game and how he wants it done. Now, while I didn't like the Fairy Tale game, I thought it was underwhelming and disappointing. I do like the fact that it was very, for the most part, true to the story, and you could tell that Mashima was involved just because of how the characters interacted and what happened with the characters in the game. So I'm very happy to hear that he is consulting. I kind of like that Mashima is essentially everywhere, right? He's on Twitter. He's like, all right, let's go make a video game. And he's talking to Konami. He's like, if we're gonna do this, we'll listen, we'll agree, we'll work on it. And then he's obviously making that anime and all that stuff. So and then
and 100-year quest.
And also writing Hidden Zero and 100 Years Quest. That is true. And passing video games on his spare time.
Yeah, yeah. They asked him when does he play video game, and he was like, "Well, when I'm not working." Of course.
He's always working, but he passed like Final Fantasy VII in like a day or some shit.
Yeah. Like
I was like, God damn, I still haven't passed that. But okay, so we have the console video game. So like I said, it's coming to console. So most likely we don't know if it'll be next gen or current gen. Current gen being PS4, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, or if it'll be next gen PS5, Series X, and Switch. You know what? It'll be great. It'll be great if it's on the Switch.
Next gen. I
Yeah.
think it's going to be on next gen because the footage looks like really early in development. I think that game is like 2 years away still. So, but by that point, there's really no a reason to go back. But by that time, I'm sure that it's going to be like next gen.
I wonder. Okay. We got to talk. I'll get to it right now. So and then we also have the Eden Zero mobile game. It's a mobile top-down RPG. The ether gear and equipment are important. Their combos too, and it has a more strategic feel to it. And again, Mashima has been consulting on the game. So that is the news. So Eden Zero had just a giant "fuck you haters" moment and just like released all this
Yeah.
information. It was like, you know what? We're getting an anime. We're getting 2 video games. One of them's mobile, and mobile is huge because everybody has a phone, so
Yeah.
it's a lot more accessible. Even if people don't speak Japanese, you best believe people are still going to download it. Um,
Of course.
and then you obviously have the console game, which will come out globally, hopefully.
Ashima Universe gacha game win, please. Holy shit, that would be great, actually.
That would actually be good.
Imagine a gacha game with all of his fucking characters.
That is
Holy
horrible
shit.
because then I would be really broke.
Yeah,
That would be horrible because I would
that's
be really
fine.
broke.
You'd have all the waifus.
No, that'd be horrible because I'd be broke.
Yeah, but waifus over money.
I almost went broke because of the goddamn Funko Pops.
Yeah,
You best
that's
believe they're
fine.
gonna expand it on Funko Pops too. Just
That's
give it a
fine.
year. Yeah, you know what? I have a feeling either the game or a trailer for the game, and I'm talking about the console game, will release on one of 2 dates. When the Eden Zero anime premieres, so I think the game will release then, or like like an official trailer for it, or when the season ends. I think that's when it'll release either the game
Oh,
or
I
like
get you. Yeah, I get you.
because it's gonna be building up even more momentum for it.
I'm not really
So
sure about it. I think that game. I think the game is still ways away. So I'm not really sure if
I
it
hope it
looks
is. Because from
it
that
looks
trailer, I hope.
yeah, yeah. I hope it's early in development actually.
Yeah, because
it
that
still
trailer
looks better than the
was.
Fairy Tale game.
Not from what I
I'm
saw.
I'm sorry, but yeah, I'm sorry. I played 80 hours of the Fairy Tale game. That game was
Yeah, but from the initial look of the trailer that we saw, it looks fun, but it looks like it's definitely early development and it needs to be patched.
Yeah,
Which is why I'm sure. Yeah,
they need to polish it.
next October.
oh no. I'm not. I wasn't saying like okay. That's what I did say. I think there's gonna be some sort of teaser. Better yet, let me reword it. Some sort of teaser for the game when the anime is out, because that's kind of what they did with the Fairy Tale game. Fairy Tale game came out. Well, it was delayed, but it was supposed to come out in that same week. We got the Eden Zero announcement, but since it got delayed, they had to keep up with the Eden Zero announcement for the anime. So I feel like that's very much a possibility, just to increase the hype that's already there. So what do you guys think of the video game news?
Well, I love it. I'm a passionate gamer, so this is great. 3 action RPG has potential. And
I think your mic cut out. Tab, are you there? Oh,
Yeah,
there you go. You're back.
I'm back. Yeah,
Gone was gone for a second.
yeah. Yeah, where was I? On. Oh yeah. Action RPG
Yeah. You're talking about the great potential behind.
behind an action RPG. Yeah, it has good potential. And made by Unreal Engine is really good because Unreal Engine. There's a reason why the Unreal Engine is like the most popular AAA game engine. It's really good and it can do like everything. And it gets and they are really told us that it has cool mechanics like the free roaming and that you can just you can run on walls and ceilings. That's like really interesting and you can attack on in the air and on the ground. So yeah, that makes that's gonna make combat feel fun, I think. So eh, I I I think the game is going to be fun at least.
As long as it doesn't feel clunky, I am excited for it. That's what I'm worried about, is clunkiness.
Yeah, but yeah, they have time to. I hope they
Yeah.
to.
Which is why I'm not skeptical just yet. I'm quite optimistic about it. I think it'll be great. Let's just hope they deliver.
I'm excited for the mobile game. I see the screenshots for the mobile game. They look pretty incredible.
Yeah,
It's actually
actually,
one.
really solid. Like the mobile game look really solid.
It um I posted it on the Eden Zero game chat, but like the combat you could play as all four characters, and by four I mean Homura, Wise, Shiki, and Rebecca, and they all have their own combat style. We see Shiki. Okay, I don't want to read too much into this, but the screenshots say auto on top and they say attack for the giant thumb. So you know what? It could come out in English because I don't know why they have attack and auto if it wasn't possible.
I think that's those are like staples on gaming. So I think that they could be like on any. Like, I still hope that that game goes out of Japan.
Give me hope, man. Give me hope. I want it global.
Yeah,
I don't want to have to read Japanese and I keep asking for help.
Yeah, I mean, for example, in FGO, the Japanese servers I've been playing recently, the attack is in English. The auto battle, or the speed up is in English. It mentions it in English. So I think, like I said, those are a staple. There, those are always in English because it's kind of, you know, a given for everyone, every language to know that that is what that is.
Look, man, just give me hope. I'm playing the ReZero Lost in Memories game, and I'm half the time I'm confused and lost because I don't speak the language. So just give me hope.
There is hope. Don't worry.
Yeah, there is hope. There is hope.
Besides,
But
especially if it's a mobile game, there'll be an English patch for it within like 2 weeks of it releasing.
yeah, but I don't want to wait for the patcher to do their shit. I'd rather just play it in Japanese and because like okay, this kind of attention, but like you know how Dokkan Battle has a Japanese version, and then there's
Yeah.
the Japanese version that's English dubbed essentially because of some guy who patches it or whatever. I'm not gonna wait for the guy to finish updating that shit so I could play the game. Nah, I just play the Japanese and if I struggle, I'll just ask for help. But that's just me.
Or
Um,
we go like the Fate Go route, and the Japanese should comes out first. Hopefully, not 2 years.
I still can't believe that Kodansha literally dropped. When have they done so much for a series? And like in the sense where they're like, this feels like a full court press. So if we're talking basketball, like like a blitz attack, like oh you're gonna get this, you're gonna get this, you're gonna get this, you're gonna get this. Like I don't think at least not in recent memory that they've done that.
Yeah, no, not to disagree. Not like this multimedia platform degree. Like it's always like a really specific push for like manga or anime
Yeah,
that they do.
yeah,
Like
because I know they pushed the anime and the PV for Kuko, the Miki Yoshikawa manga, the former assistant of Mashima. So her manga, they kind of pushed it. They've been pushing it,
yeah,
but I haven't seen them push a series this hard. Like I don't remember them doing that for Seven Deadly Sins. I don't remember them doing that for Fairy Tail or their other big shonen type. And by shonen I mean like the combat and fighting manga. So I'm kind of excited, and I guess Mashima or the broadcast ended with some incredible line where it was let me get the exact quote. I don't want to misquote it. Eden Zero is still young and it has a bright future. There's more to come. So you know some big news. If there's more to come, That shit crazy.
Yeah, he pretty much teased another announcement at the end because Mashima his announcements. So obviously he's going to tease an announcement whenever he can.
You know what? Remember he talked about he had like 5 announcements sometime last year.
Yeah, 4 announcements now. Yeah.
So we knew one of them was the anime, even though he said it wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah. Now we
And
know
we
that
have 2 video games.
Yeah.
This man's crazy. Holy
Crazy.
shit! Um, I get this will be a good place to wrap it up. But you know what? What do you guys think Mashima could announce that we're not expecting? God,
His next series. No, I'm joking.
It is 1. No, Samurai 9 and 2 Piece. No, maybe I don't know. A stage play like that's a thing.
I could see that. I could see that happening.
That could happen.
Honestly, my thought of what an announcement might be is a crossover, another one.
Maybe.
But rather than it be, I've got a weird feeling that it will be an animated crossover as opposed to just manga or even just the Heroes anime.
So you think there can be like a Heroes movie?
I think they could do that to kind of hype up Eden Zero.
You know how crazy that shit would be because it's where it just drops sometime in like February or in April or before the.
It doesn't even have to be a
March,
movie. It could
April.
just literally be an episode. Because Heroes is only 10.5 chapters.
Yeah, 10 chapters.
It could be 2 episodes. I honestly
2
think
episodes is like the equivalent of a movie. Well, an anime movie.
Well, no, 23 minutes, 23 minutes. It's 46 minutes. Yeah, I guess so. I honestly think whatever could be another crossover or a Heroes anime, because Heroes is quite popular.
Good reason.
Oh, I know it's popular. It's a good series. Very good series.
That's what I think it could be. That's what I hope it is, actually.
Yeah, that would be fine. Really.
It'd be a good way to introduce the characters without and showing that they're not, as Crunchyroll said, the same characters.
Fucking Crunchyroll, bruv.
Crunchyroll essentially confused the audience even more by saying Happy's in space now.
Now we've got a fucking deal from all coming into the server. Hey guys, do you guys hear Happy's in space? Shut up.
Shut up. Yeah, already the Reddit thread was like. Ugh.
I know. So yeah, our anime was insufferable.
Yeah, because the thing is, like the key visual also has like Hiro Mashima, the creator of Fairy Tail, plastered on top of it. So like the first thing you look at that is not like the title is Fairy Tail, like right there, and like damn, that was not a smart move. They shouldn't have done that.
I think it didn't affect the Japanese audience as much as it did the Western audience. I think the Western audience saw Fairy Tail and they're like, oh, it's gonna be friendship and shit.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, sweet naive child. Wait till chapters 82 is gonna really fuck you up. But wait, earlier on,
it gets worse.
Oh
yeah.
That was like a straight month of this can't get worse. Oh, it got worse.
I can't possibly get anywhere. Oh.
I remember Dab telling Dab because I don't know what Dab said. I was like, wait till you get to chapter 82. He gets to chapter 82. What the fuck?
I was a shell of a man, bro. I was a shell of a man. I was in shock.
I think it was 82. It was one of those chapters.
It was 82. I was in shock, bruv. I will never forget that. I'll never forget turning the page seeing that panel and just staring at it. And I was like, no. Reread it, and I messaged Kuro, and I was like, bruv, what the fuck did I just read? And then the next panel when they're looking at Rebecca, I was like, oh, bruv, no. Oh my days. I had to take a good 20, 30 minutes just to kind of process
Catch
what
your breath.
I just read. I don't forget, I went and got a drink, got a snack, sat back down. I'm like, all right, let's read some more. I replied to Kuro. We talked a little bit, and I was like, he says, just keep reading. So I kept reading. Oh my days, bro. It was. I really hope when the anime reaches that scene, the scene to do with Homura, and the scene to do with Ziggy. Those three scenes. I hope if the anime reaches those, that they do it the justice it deserves. Because fucking hell, that hit you like a truck.
Yeah.
Good times.
The one with Valkyrie.
Yep.
Oh, dude! I remember. What was it? Didn't that chapter come out around the same time the Avengers Endgame happened?
I don't know, but that Valkyrie also broke me, bro.
Yeah, that scene with
I love you 3000, bro.
That broke me, bro.
That was pretty much I love you 3000.
That
But,
shit.
yeah, I think we should start because I think this is going to be a really this is going to be a long podcast, similar to how the Fairy Tail game podcast was.
I mean, this has more content and there was less tangents actually, so they can't complain.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm not. How long has this been going on for? I mean, when did we start the 1847? It's been 2 hours. 2 hours and a little bit.
Okay.
All right, yeah, we'll wrap it up here. King, since you talked the least, as is tradition, any final words?
No, not particularly. I feel like I got out whatever I wanted to say, but as of now, I'm just looking forward to the next chapter.
Of Fairy Tale 100 Years Quest, of course.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
No, and I was just clarifying for the listener.
You know, it can't be
Oh,
confused.
and if you have not been watching it, go watch Rent a Girlfriend because it has officially ended.
I'm
And it
There's
has a
going to
second
be a
season.
second season. Yeah.
Dude, say the second season is gonna hit you fuckers like a truck.
Yeah, I'm
like
gonna.
a truck.
Also, if you guys haven't watched Malgaquin yet, get on that. Last episode came out today.
I can't watch that series because the main character's name is Anos, and that essentially means butthole.
Yeah.
Wait, what? What's his name?
Anos.
Anos.
Anos Gold.
Yeah, so
He's a
in
fucking
Spanish,
sick character though.
in Spanish, Anos is essentially butthole. So I can't be
It's
reading.
almost the same in English if you think about it.
If you change the O to a U, you basically just get anus. So
Yeah, but in Spanish you don't have to change anything.
Yeah, fair. I mean, like even though like it still like sounds close enough in English, so.
no, but seriously, if you guys haven't seen that, watch it. It's 13 episodes that came out today. It is so fucking good. It's so funny.
I don't want to watch it. I don't want to watch it because on my day I traded the main character, and if I like it, I'm gonna be mad that I traded the main character.
Oof.
Can't do it, man. Can't do it.
Well, now that we're promoting that, then I'm going to promote Decadence, which also finished like this week, and it's an anime original, and the story is complete. So go.
Oh,
wait, which one?
Decadence.
Decadence. And
Okay.
It's like, and you gotta give it a chance because on episode 2, like they flip the entire setting so much that's kind of like make or break, but it's worth it. It's really worth it going through the end with the series.
All right. I guess since everybody's plugging an anime, I'm gonna plug the best anime of all time. My teen romantic comedy snafu.
Yeah,
The series ended. The series ended.
Perfectly. It ended
Yes.
perfectly.
It was beautiful. My favorite pairing did not win, but you know what? The series was still great. The ending itself was amazing. It was adorable. The characters, the interactions, everything about it was
Everything.
fucking fantastic.
It was beautiful.
How many seasons is it?
It's 3 seasons. Each season has 13 episodes, except for the season 3, which has 12. So you have a total of 38 episodes,
And 2
which
hours.
is what
Okay,
38 divided by 6. 38 divided by 6 is what, like 6.5, 7 hours, give or take.
So
If you just binge everything,
is it on Crunchyroll?
it is on
Yeah,
Crunchyroll.
it's a Crunchyroll.
Okay.
I support Crunchyroll even though they shit on Fairy Tail and Eden Zero all the time with their stupid ass promoting and bullshit.
Yeah,
on Twitter.
did you see their post from like
Yeah,
5 or 6
yes.
hours ago?
Yes.
Yeah.
I got triggered
We've been
the fuck out
complaining
of.
about it. We've been
I was
complaining
about to
about
ask, like, what do you think about that, Spike?
I think it's fucking stupid, bro. Like you're gonna be you're an anime fucking website and you're still stupid enough to say, "Oh look, it's happy." No, motherfucker. You know it's not happy because the tail ain't white, it's black. Crunchyroll just, you know what? Friendship with Crunchyroll ended. Friendship with Funimation started.
it.
And with
Another.
that, I guess.
Hold on. Well, no, because I kind of want to play another anime.
Oh,
So
okay.
we talked about Fire Force is good. Watch it. Second course starting soon. ReZero. Holy shit, ReZero. You haven't seen ReZero, you should watch ReZero. Plus I'm at the server, so you know discord.gg/ReZero. Check it out. So yeah, Dev, you could say your little outro.
All right, and with that, guys, we hope you enjoy what we have, and you're as excited as we are for everything that we've been given. The chapters have been good. We've got a lot of cool stuff happening in Fairy Tail, even though it's not what everyone's cup of tea. It is still something that is exciting for the fan base overall, and it does give a little something to everyone. Eden Zero is really starting to come together even more so than it already has been with the story, now that we have more information on Mother. And now with the entire hype between the anime, the games,
The games
and the Create Your Own Ether Gear campaign, go on there, give it a try, even if it is a situation where it's heavily towards the Japanese. At least try. You never know.
You know what? You
Something
could
might
always
come.
write it. You could always write it in English and just try to
Google Translate.
translate it. Machine learned translating has gotten significantly better. So I'm pretty sure if you simplify it and don't try to overly complicate it, it'll come out good. So at least the
Or in English,
translation.
I'm sure that English is, after Japanese, English is like the most convenient language that you could send your submission.
Oh, that's true.
All the information that we have given and spoken to today is in the server. Spidey did put it into announcements and series updates, I believe. All the information is there. Same with the costs pages, the trailer for the game, the JC Staff anime list, the visuals, and the link to the Twitter campaign, as well as the Eden Zero Project Hub. So it was all in the server.
One thing that I did not mention, shame on me. We have reached over 9,000 members. We reached it within the last 2 weeks.
Yep. Very
Everybody is a part of the server. Thank you for being a part of the server, helping it grow,
Thank you very much.
improving the Mashima community.
Behave yourselves.
Yeah, and yourselves. While like I said in
9,255.
the post, while I may not be there, I might not be given my health. I know the server's in good hands. I know the community is great. So I hope you all keep enjoying the series, the community, and continue to be excited for it as much as we are. And with that, we shall sign out.
Take care, stay safe, guys. A lot of places are going back on lockdown. Just listen, just do it. Stay inside, watch anime. All right, go watch Snafu, go watch Margaquin, Rent a Girlfriend. You got lots to watch. We're just giving you a shitload of stuff. Stay inside.
Go. Watch.
That's it. Yes.
Watch it.
Take care.
Adios.
Yeah. Take care.
Now recording.
Stopped recording.